This is the 2021 Volvo S90 Recharge T8 Inscription. The important part of that long name is Recharge because it means that this thing is a plug-in hybrid. Volvos in general, and the S90 in particular, have long been the thinking person's alternative to yet another stuffy German executive sedan. Today, though, the question becomes, is a Swedish hybrid car a worthy substitute for all of that Teutonic luxury goodness? Let's find out. The Volvo S90 sits in a space largely defined by the Germans. However, since this is a T8, the horsepower and torque means it competes with three cars specifically: the Audi S6, the BMW M550i, and the Mercedes-AMG E53. Well, why would you buy a Swedish car over its German rivals? Lots of reasons. Primarily, you just want something different. You know, that's nice once in a while. Maybe you care about safety. Volvos, of course, are safe cars. Maybe the environment is something you think about a lot. This is a plug-in hybrid, but really, you care about design, both inside and out. Speaking of design, look, this car is stunning, especially from the front. This is a great looking face. Every mother, every father, everybody will love it. It's really hard to critique. You know, the grille's great, the bright work is great, the Thor's hammer daytime running lights, we love them. You come down the side, these are nice wheels. You know, they look expensive, which I think in the luxury segment, it's good to look expensive, even if they don't cost so much. That said, I do have a couple problems. And again, specifically, this is the Recharge. So this is a flap where you'd stick the charging cord in. Why is it there? Why would you ruin the three-quarter view of your car? There's already a hole for the gas tank on that side. Just put this in the back. I mean, look, Tesla, right? They define green cars. They define the EV space. You know, their charging port is hidden in the taillight. Like, you know, do that. I don't like this here. It's good from the rear. It's not great like the front is. And then also this cut line for the trunk, it's just a little fussy and out of place. Everything else is kind of a straight line and it's this weird curve. I am nitpicking because it's so hard to critique modern Volvos. The design language is that strong. Inside the S90, you can see where the inscription part of the name comes into play. This is what inscription looks like. Almost every surface is covered in really nice leather. The metalwork is fantastic. The wood's incredible. I love this dark open pore wood. Couple pieces right here, the glove box, they're kind of chintzy. Don't look or touch too closely. I do have a crystal shifter. I mentioned that the S90 is a little bit longer than the competition in terms of wheelbase, and that pays dividends in terms of interior space, not just here, but especially in the back seat. Speaking of the back seat, the passenger side rear seat, it's almost like you're in a limo, right? Because you've got controls not just for, your window, but also the window on the other side of the car. You have controls for the sunroof, for the rear sunshade, and you can control this seat. If you want more legroom, just push it forward. Pretty cool. Nav screen, the infotainment screen. This is what you find on almost every other Volvo, though it is slowly being phased out in favor of a new, more modern Google Android-based operating system. But for what it is, it's big, it's bright, it's legible, it's accurate, and it's quick. Everything works really fast. It's a really hard system to fault. As is the entire interior, right? I don't think it's quite as eye-catching as the exterior of the S90, but what is? In terms of performance, under this hood, you have a supercharged and turbocharged four-cylinder gasoline motor that powers the front wheels. Under the trunk, there's an electric motor that powers only the rear wheels. The two powertrains combined make 400 horsepower and 472 pound-feet of torque. Coupled with that hybrid all-wheel drive system, this is a very quick car. It'll hit 60 miles an hour in 4.7 seconds. That's better than a Subaru STI. And besides, how much quicker do you need to go? If you look at the German rivals, S6, the M550i, and the AMG E53, they're all about as quick, and they all handle about the same, which is to say, good, not great. If any of these four cars found themselves on a racetrack, they would be very unhappy, but semi-sporty. However, unlike the three Germans, plug-in hybrid. You can go 21 miles on battery power alone. So that means, for instance, if you drive your kids to school in the morning and then come home, you may not burn a single drop of gasoline. The point is, the S90 Recharge T8 gives you all the performance of the Germans, but with a little bit of environmental consciousness too. Volvo has stated very publicly that in the future, no one will die because of a Volvo. As far as the present goes, the S90 does nothing to derail that safety message. This is about as safe a car as you can buy. It gets top scores in every crashworthiness test, and it comes loaded with all kinds of standard active safety features. In fact, Volvo's very cool Level 2 semi-autonomous driving software comes standard. So how much? Well, you can get into an S90 for just over $52,000. You can get into an S90 Recharge T8 for just a smidge over $61,000. And this car right here next to me is just under $71,000. What about the Germans? Well, predictably, they cost more. They all start at $74,000, $75,000. So the S90 is good value for money too. If there's one thing I want you to know about the 2021 Volvo S90 Recharge T8 Inscription, aside from the fact that it needs a shorter name, it's that by adding a plug-in hybrid powertrain, Volvo has made a really good car great. To see vehicle rankings and a complete buyer's guide, please visit motortrend.com/cars.